Hey everyone, it's Robert Weinberg, your mortgage advisor and financial coach. I want to talk about a concept that you may not be familiar with called effective interest rates. So most people just pay their debt back based on the schedule that they get from the bank. But let me ask you this question. What would you rather have? A lower interest rate or a lower amount of interest paid? Think about that for a second. Are you paying your debt back based on the schedule that the bank gave you and your monthly statements that come in and what the monthly payments are on that statement? Or are you paying that back on your own schedule that actually moves into your favor and allows you to manipulate the amount of interest paid? Hopefully you understand why having the lower amount of interest paid is a better decision and will save you money over the long run. So what effective interest rate is it looks at not what your rate is on the paperwork, but it looks at the actual amount of interest that you're paying over the life of the loan. There's a few different ways that you can manipulate this interest rate. The first way is by making additional principal prepayments. So if your bank has on the payment coupon a $1,000 monthly payment and you make that $1,000 every month, you're going to pay the interest rate that they give you, and that's that. However, if you pay even just $1 more over that minimum payment, you are now manipulating the amount of interest paid on most loans. Now, this concept applies for closed-end loans like mortgages and whatnot that allow you to do this because they recalculate the amount of interest on a monthly basis based on the previous month ending balance. So by you making extra prepayments, you're lowering your month-end balance below what it should be based on that schedule, which is going to lower the amount of interest that you pay. I've had clients that have contractual interest rates of 4 or 5 or 6%, but they're making these extra prepayments and they're actually getting an effective interest rate of 2, 3, or 4% on these loans. And they're able to do that through this concept of effective interest rate. So the other way that you can manipulate your effective rate is by making timing changes. So like we've talked about in other videos, a bi-weekly payment is a common strategy that's used that'll pay a loan off early, and that'll also lower your effective interest rate on that loan. So a way that you can look at this is by using margin. You're probably saying, well, that sounds great, Rob, but where am I going to come up with money to make these payments? So what margin is extra money in your budget that can be used to prepay debt. So the most common way that you can find margin is by refinancing and consolidating bills. So you may be able to refinance your home and save money. You may be able to refinance your auto or student loans and free up monthly dollars that will allow you to prepay debts and actually utilize this effective interest rate strategy. Another great way to come up with margin money to prepay your debt is by reducing expenses. So, they use that common expression a lot of a Starbucks coffee a day, can be millions of dollars over the course of a lifetime. And I would take that down a notch and say, whether it's a Starbucks coffee a day or a tank of gas a month or whatever it may be, you can use those extra dollars that you can either eliminate expenses altogether or at least reduce some expenses. $5 here, $10 there, $20 there. It may not sound like a lot, but in the retrospect of looking at the effective interest you're paying on all your debt, an extra $10 on one account, $20 on another, or $50 here and there can really make a huge dent in the amount of money that you're paying in effective interest over the life of the loan. I know that this is a complicated concept, and that's why having an expert mortgage advisor that understands this stuff is so important when you're looking to buy or finance a home. I do appreciate you watching this, and I would ask you to go ahead and subscribe by clicking the button. You'll get notified when I put out these videos every week. That'll help you with the home buying or refinancing process. You can follow me on social media through Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. And also hashtag Rob Weinberg Lending Team to reach out to us. And as always, you can call my office or text me directly if I can be of assistance with financing a home or getting pre-approved. Hope it helps, and we'll talk to you soon.